What is up, everybody? And this is your boy Retro Road. I am back, and we're gonna do something a little different today. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little Critical Role decked out a little bit because today we are going to talk about season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina. All the things that entails that, what we are looking forward to, what we hope to see. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. For my critter fans who are subscribers to the channel, you already know where we're going with this. And for the uninitiated, please stick around as I try to give you a textbook understanding of what you're going to see in season 2 as season 1 ended, because it looks like we're picking up exactly where season 1 ended. So if you haven't seen season 1, I implore you, it's on Amazon Prime. It's dope. You should go check it out. It is probably some of the best animation to come out of anything in probably the last 10, 15 years. That's my personal opinion, and I will die on this hill for that. But no, we're gonna just sit and talk about some things. One of the things we're gonna talk about are, or actually the primary thing, because I don't want to get too bogged down into, I don't want to get too bogged down into the cast of season 1, because you got the original cast coming back. Bing. They're coming back. You know, they're always coming back. They are the main characters. Then, of course, you know, we have returning guests from voice actors from season 1 coming back. We've got Indari Varma, who did Indara Varma, who did Lady Allura Valsorin. We got Stephanie Beatrice, who's coming back as Lady Kima. We got Esme Creed Miles coming back as Cassandra DeRollo. From what I understand, Kelly Hu is coming back as Dr. Ann Ripley, which makes sense because of something we saw in the trailer, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Gina Torres is coming back as Keeper Yenin. And then we have some new characters, who those are the ones I want to focus on. I think we'll start out with the people that we know for sure who they're going to be playing. So, with that being said, Will Friedle, who is reprising his role as a longtime critter player, as Kasha Vesh, who is a cleric. So we'll get to see him and his character in live action, which is awesome. Another longtime critter player and executive producer, I believe, on the show is Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who will be coming and reprising her role as Zara Hydras. Super excited for both these characters to see them in live action, especially Zara. I love me some Zara. That's my bitch. She's cold-blooded, but in the greatest of ways. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them coming back. We do have a few other people who we do know for a fact is going to be playing particular characters. So, spoiler alert. So, we know that Henry Winkler, the Fonz himself, Fonzarelli, the man who can just snap his fingers and make things happen, will be playing Wilhan Trickfoot, who is a beloved character from Campaign 1. He is the great uncle, I believe, of Pike Trickfoot. I want to say great uncle. He's not his grandfather, her great uncle, Wilhan. But he is just a delight, and I can't wait to see the kind of life that Henry Winkler brings to that role. We also have another one of my favorite actresses from the 80s and the 90s. I grew up watching her on shows like Oh, what's the name of it? Remember there's a him in college. Different world, great show. But Cree Summers. Okay, look, I know you're looking at this photo and you're like, why would he put the photo of her in the big hat? Because all her photos are of her in this big hat. I couldn't find any other photos of her not in the big hat. It's such a big hat. It's so big. But I love her anyway. But no, she will be playing Rashawn, the Green Dragon. She is. It's like you always have to have that one villain in any situation that you just absolutely hate. You're gonna hate all these dragons, but Rashawn is just a special place in the heart of all critters. You hate her so much, but she's so useful to have around. She's that character. But I'm real interested in seeing the role that she's gonna bring to such a big hat to the show. I'm distracted by the size of the hat. But no, and now we can move on into some other characters. But before we do that, since we did bring up Rashawn, I feel like we should bring up the other dragons. These are dragons that, for the uninitiated, you're going to want to know about these guys. These guys are cool. They're evil as fuck, but they're cool. You got, of course, again, Rashawn. You got the green dragon. Then you got the black dragon of Umbrasil, who spews acid. Rashawn spews poison. Then you've got the white dragon of Vortigol, of course, ice all day long. And then you got the big daddy of them all, Fordak. He's the big red dragon you see in the trailer with the gem in his chest. He is the BBEG for this entire arc. This is a huge arc, which I'm super excited that we're getting season 3. We know that it's because this is going to spill over into season 3. So the fact that this show is just, it's on the rails now, baby. It's going. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty dope. There is Brimscythe, Brimscythe the Blue, but we saw what happened to him in season 1. He's a non-starter. We didn't have to talk about him. We have to bring him up. Just to give you an idea, Brimscythe was the youngest of these dragons. He was the baby boy. He was the little kid. He was the little homie hanging out. And you saw the level of difficulty it was for all of them to take out one of him. So I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, so with that being said, let's talk about these other guest stars. It looks like we've got the great Troy Baker. Anybody that knows anything about video games, anime, will know the name Troy Baker. He is synonymous with some of the biggest properties out there in anime and video games. I can't list them all. I don't have the time, so I'm not going to try. Billy Boyd is going to show up because we had Hobbit in season 1, so we're going to have a Hobbit in season 2 because that's how we roll in Critical Role. Ralph Ineson, am I saying that name right? Ineson? Is going to be showing up in here. Another great voice actor. The High Master himself, Cheech Marin. I don't know who he's playing. I have looked. Because I was like, I need to know who this guy is fucking playing in this. But Cheech Marin is playing somebody in this show, and I am excited. And I don't even care. I don't care. It could be just the merchant lettuce salesman. I don't care. You got Cheech Marin. Yes. Lance Reddick. We all know Lance Reddick, man, from Soundstage. He's been in about everything. He's probably right now more famously known for being the concierge in at the hotel in the John Wick movies. So, but he's been in so much stuff. He's been the voice of Ra's al Ghul in a few of the DC animations. So, yeah. Then we got Elena Ubach. Ubach. I can't. These names, man. I'm sorry if I'm butchering them. I apologize. I'm not really familiar with a lot of her work. But looks like she's got a pivotal role to play in this. And then Sendile Ramamurthy. Ramamurthy, am I saying that right? Am I saying his first name right? I love this dude. He was in Heroes, the TV show. He's a great actor. I've seen him in quite a few things. I know he's done some voice acting and everything. Not super familiar with all of that, but this is we thought season 1 was star-studded. This season 2 is going to be hugely star-studded. I think that we're going to get a lot more out of these characters this season. But the one thing I'm not going to do, I don't want to get into story beats about the Chroma Conclave, because that's what the dragons call themselves. I don't want to really get into the story beats of that, because I don't know how much is going to be originally from the campaign and what licenses they're going to take with the story in the film. So I don't want to ruin or spoil any of that. Again, this is a video of just facts. This is stuff that you can look up on critical Wikipedia. This, I'm not telling you anything that isn't available for you to go and look at right now. So, so if you're looking for spoilers, you're not going to find them here. I'm not going to give story beat details. I will say that of all the dragons they got to deal with, Thordak is probably the most personal to the group storyline. With that being said, let's talk about the vestiges of the Virgins. Now, in beginning with the vestiges of the Virgins, I think it's important to note a few small details from season 1. In season 1, you will notice that Keyleth has a staff. This staff is known as the Spire of Conflux, or as the Staff of Menor. Unknown to Keyleth at this time, this staff, which has been handed down through the Ashari's royalty, I guess you would call them, or their spiritual leaders. This staff has been handed down from leader to leader to leader, on to the next person who will become the new Tempest for the Ashari. So, little does she know at the moment that she is already in possession of a vestige. This is a vestige of Menora, the Wild Mother. Also, you will notice in season 1 that Vax has a dagger that he is very fond of throwing and will just disappear and reappear back into his hand. This is a dagger. It is called Whisper. Now, in my researching this, because I went back before I wanted to do this video, I went back and did a little personal research, just looking up some things. I didn't want to come at you guys with anything that was less than the best, because I know how my Critical Role critter brothers and sisters and others are. I know we like our facts to be right, so I didn't want to mess that up, and I didn't realize that Whisper is actually a vestige of the Virgins. I never put those two things together, because he unlocks other aspects of Whisper as he goes along in the campaign. I didn't realize that. But yes, Vax has also a vestige of the Virgins known as Whisper in the form of his dagger. Now, in the trailer, they kind of make it kind of a little misleading, because there's a scene in the trailer where they're talking about these vestiges, these weapons that will help destroy the gods that they got to get to destroy the dragons, and then it switches to a clip of Grog getting his belt of dwarven kind, which gives him the ability to grow a beard. Now, according to the game mechanics, it doesn't happen that quickly, but the belt of dwarven kind is not a vestige of divergence. It is a very powerful magical item, but it is not a vestige. Eventually, Grog is going to get, because you also see in the trailer, you see another giant, or Goliath is what they are, but you see another half giant wearing these glowing gauntlets. These are known as the Titanstone Knuckles. They are currently being worn by Kevdak. That's the half giant you see in the video. And Grog is gonna have to fight his uncle to get those. And it's if that fight scene in the campaign is so beast. It is so awesome. I can't wait to see that. And that is one of the matches I've always wanted to see in either live action or animation or some form. Like the Grog Kevdak. Oh, son. That's just it is a fight to behold in your brain. So I can't wait to see what it looks like up front. Something that I was really struggling with, because if you watch season 1 and the trailers for season 2, you see Vax is in this kind of feathery, woolly looking cloak. And for a long time I was like, does he already have his armor? But then I realized it's just a cloak. Because he's not really wearing any kind of armor under it. It's just like a cloak that he wears. So, because I was like, no, maybe he has, because eventually he gets another vestige that ironically looks very similar to his cloak. This is known as Deathwalker's Ward. It is a vestige of divergence. It was worn by Pervon, the first champion of the Raven Queen, during the onset of the Calamity. So it's going to be interesting watching how that plays out, because that's another huge event when they find that. Now, earlier I was talking about Anna Ripley coming back, and so we had Kelly Hu, who's going to be reprising that. The reason that's pretty cool is because if they're going after vestiges, Percy's vestige he gets from defeating or fighting. I don't think he defeats. I think he fights her. That chick, she's slippery, man. She like a lot of that. She's constantly just getting away, but he gets a cloak known as Cabal's Ruin, and that involves Anna Ripley. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that out. Then of course you saw a cool looking what looked like a cool looking bow. That, my friends, is Fenris. That is, of course, we know who's going to get that. That's obviously going to go to Vex. She is the archer in the group. But I'm just seeing how all these are going to come play out. Pike eventually gets the plate of the Dawn Martyr, which is just going to make her more Monstar. Love it. Then, of course, Scanlan gets a vestige known as Myth Carver. Again, these are not heavy spoilers. These are just, I'm just giving you the facts. So when you go into the show and you start seeing these things, you have some familiarity. These are truthfully at this point, with Exandria being official 5e content, all these things are available to all of us. Like all this information to all these things, so you can actually look all this information up for yourself. But I do love that they're not trying to squish this into one season, that it's going to spread over into season 3, and that is awesome. Just knowing that we're getting a season 3 is awesome. But yeah, that is the Vestiges of the Virgins. I hope that helps you guys out. And let's talk about that little scene. That little scene that we got during the break this past Thursday on Critical Role. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you are like me and Thursday night you was watching the newest episode of Critical Role Campaign 3, during the break we got to see, of course, the Red Band trailer for season 2. But if you kept watching, at the end of that, they showed an extended clip of the ending scene of that trailer, which gives you context for why Pike looks so upset. I don't want to get too hard into the scene because I'm sure that come Monday they're going to make that extended scene available for everybody to see. But it does involve a certain sword that Gronk picked up from season 1. So that's all I'll say about that. What are we looking forward to, guys? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I want more Stan Lee style Matt Mercer cameo drops, by God. Like that. I need more of that. I need it. I need them cameo drops. Just slap Matt Mercer's face on a character and let him get beat up, peed on. I don't care. It's all funny. It's all money. I need more of it. But I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I am just this is a whole new thing to me trying. I'm just super excited for everything that's about to go down in January, starting on January 20th. And I know you guys are excited. I know my critter brothers and sisters are chomping at the bit. And look, hey, if you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Help us hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I hope every one of you guys have a great day. This is Retro Rogue signing off. Remember, it's the Age of the Geek. We rule the world. And is it Thursday yet? Peace.